All right, so we're going to go ahead and take quiz number 6. This is the follow-up for the Chemical and Physical Changes Lab that we just did over the last couple of days in Mrs. Jackson's room. We're going to go ahead and get started. Number 1, a student in a lab was given 2 test tubes, each containing a clear liquid. Lab directions instructed the student to mix both test tubes. The student observed that some small particles of solid settled to the bottom of the tube after mixing. This observation would best be described as A, a physical change because of its precipitate, B, a chemical change because of a change in color, C, a physical change because of the change in temperature, or D, a chemical change because of the formation of a precipitate. Number 2, we have a graph with number 2, so make sure you look at the graph. It's a temperature versus time graph. The temperature is around 1213 here, and you can see the line as time goes on. So looking at graph A below, describe the results of the experiment in which a solid, baking soda, was mixed with a liquid, vinegar, and a gas was produced. Is it A, there was a chemical reaction because the gas was produced and the temperature went down? B, there was a physical reaction because a gas was produced? C, there wasn't a reaction at all? Or D, the reaction was a physical change because there was a change of substances into a gas? Number 3, the element iron, Fe, has properties that include high luster, malleable, and the ability to conduct electricity. When mixed with vinegar, the iron BBs changed. We know this because A, there was a color change, B, there was a new substance formed called rust, C, there was a gas produced, or D, there was a precipitate formed. Number 4, the density of an object usually describes the amount of matter in the object. Using the formula below, calculate the volume of this block of wood with a mass of 300 grams. Now remember, when you do volume and density, these are 2 separate formulas here. You've got to figure out your volume first, using length times width times height. Then use your density formula to use your mass, which is 300, and your volume, which is what you have to calculate first. So take a second, do your math, and then go ahead and answer this question. Number 5, using the same rectangular prism from above, which is this object here, and the volume from number 4, the one that you calculated, calculate the density of the unknown object. So on number 4, you're calculating volume, and number 5, you're calculating density using the same object. Number 6, using the information from above, from the questions from number 4 and number 5, what would happen if we placed this block in a bucket of water? Would this block float? Would it sink? Would it be neutrally buoyant, meaning that it doesn't float or sink? Or would nothing happen at all? Number 7, a student melts a block of chocolate in the microwave for an experiment. By doing this, the student observes a change in the shape of the chocolate, which is evidence of A, a chemical change because a new substance was formed, B, a physical change because a new substance was formed, C, a physical change because it was the same substance, just a different shape, or D, a chemical change because there was a precipitate formed. Moving on to number 8, there's some test tube pictures here. There's a test tube with clear liquid. Then there is a second liquid with some particles. And then you can see here there's a solid that settles out of the last precipitate. Number 8, By looking at the diagram above, the best description of the results would be A. A physical reaction has taken place because there was a change in the shape of the solid. B. A chemical reaction has taken place because of the formation of a precipitate. C. A chemical reaction has taken place because of the release of light. Or D. A physical reaction has taken place because of a change in temperature. Number 9. When vinegar is added to a container full of copper pennies, there is a change that takes place, and a green substance is formed on the surface of the pennies. This would be A. A chemical change because the green color indicates a new substance was formed. B. A physical change because a new color formed. C. A physical change because a precipitate was formed. Or D. A chemical change because light was given off. We have number 10. When baking soda and vinegar are added to the same test tube, a reaction takes place and bubbles are formed. This is a physical reaction because a gas is produced. It is a physical reaction because there was an increase in temperature. Is it C, a chemical reaction because light was given off? Or is it D, a chemical reaction because a gas was produced? So go ahead and feel free to go back over any of these questions, and good luck.